Economists and analysts still saying that Democrats like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez continue to get it wrong on how to fix income inequality. This is what she said on MSNBC last week.
We have runaway income inequality. We are at one of our most unequal points, economically speaking, in American history. We are dealing with a crisis of how our economy is even made up.
But she's looking at the wrong data. U.S. tax returns do not report 401k pensions as well. It doesn't report all of the Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security benefits that gets paid out and more. Let's take it to Mattie Duppler of the National Taxpayers Union. And also, Mattie, it's great to have you on. We've got the conference board showing Cortez and 2020 Democrats making this fight. They're dead wrong. There's a shortage of blue-collar workers. Blue-collar pay is going up. Atlanta Fed says wage growth is at nearly a decade high at 4% annually. Go ahead.
That's exactly right. And also, Democrats continue to ignore the reality that governments do not create wealth. They can only redistribute it. So this notion that a government policy can somehow get at income inequality is completely wrong. Now, what can start to diminish income inequality is the right public policy. Something you don't hear a lot from Democrats about is how the tide has actually turned. For the better part of the first part of the century, of course, exacerbated by the recession, income inequality was on the rise. But that trend has reversed, and it's actually started with lower income workers. As you said before, a lot of data is showing wages increasing for all Americans, but they're increasing the fastest for those workers that are at the bottom 10%. So fast, in fact, that they're increasing at a rate higher than they have seen since 2000.
You know, USA Today pointing out Cortez is wrong because government is now a $2.6 trillion redistribution machine. In other words, 70% of government spending goes directly to individuals via welfare or other payouts. I mean, the total sent back into the U.S. economy is $3.2 trillion. That's equal to Canada and Mexico combined. That's how our U.S. government is run. Quickly, Mattie.
Well, listen, you want to talk about public policy that actually addresses income inequality? The Tax Cut and Jobs Act did that. It actually increased progressivity in the code by allowing middle-income earners to keep more of their after-tax income than those at the higher echelons of the income scale. I mean, that in and of itself should be celebrated by Democrats if they're concerned about income inequality. But, of course, you haven't seen a peep out of them.
So, you know, Mattie, the way to fix it is more jobs, right? That's how you fix income inequality. That's what JFK said. Final word, quickly, Mattie.
Well, we have a lot of jobs. We've got over 7 million jobs in this country. The question is whether or not employers can fill them.
Job
We've got
openings,
a lot.
Right.
Exactly. We've had a lot of business investment as a result of that Tax Cut and Jobs Act. We just need employees to be able to fill them.
Mattie Duppler, you're great. You're going to come back soon. Thank you for having us in your homes. Thank you for watching. Lou Dobbs is next on the Fox Business Network. Have a good night.